This video is a sample from the Secret Guitar Teacher Interactive course, The 5 Main Elements of Music. The 5 main elements of music. Element number 2, Scales. Section 2.1, Learning the Minor Blues Scales. Section Introduction. For many students, this section of the course marks the real starting point on the road to mastering the art of playing improvised lead guitar. True, there's some serious work to be done, but also, let's be honest, this is an area of learning guitar that leads to having a lot of fun. In this intro, I want to prepare you to get the most from this section of the course. I would also like to explain some of the reasons for including subjects in this section that may at first seem to be somewhat disconnected from each other. First, let's clear up a possible potential cause of confusion. What is the difference between a blues scale and a pentatonic scale? On the face of it, the difference is just one note. The minor pentatonic scale in E sounds like this. And the minor blues scale sounds like this. There are reasons why the pentatonic scale tends to be favoured by rock players. And why the extra note is more likely to feature in slow blues. But when it comes to how to learn these scales, I want you to understand that by the end of this course you will have no problem applying either type of scale to suit whatever style of music you prefer to play. However, there are some important practical reasons for presenting these closely related scales to you in a very specific order. This is a little bit difficult to explain in detail at this point, but I promise the reasons for this will become apparent as we work through the course. On this section, we are first going to work through some important preparatory steps. I know you'll be keen to dive into the main part of the section, but please follow the lesson step by step, as the information presented at this stage is designed to set you up for the fastest and smoothest ride through the whole of this course. We begin with some further foundational work on fretboard orientation. We take a brief look at standard tuning and explain its pros and cons. We also take a brief look at the logic underlying alternative tunings. We then explain the peculiar phenomenon called the tuning anomaly, something that, once understood, helps us make more sense of all the patterns of chords and scales on the guitar. Then, moving on to physical preparation, at the same time consolidating some of the learning from earlier on this course, we show you 3 ways to play the chromatic scale on the guitar. This is really a cunning trick to get your basic 4-finger fretting hand technique in place, using something a little more interesting than the purely physical speed developer type drills. This way you get improved fretboard knowledge, understanding of music theory and technique all bundled into one. Helping you to look ahead on the course, we then carry out some expectation management by offering an explanation of the 2 main pathways that are followed by students of the guitar when it comes to learning scales: the graphical pathway and the analytical pathway. This should give you a clearer picture of the journey ahead and help inspire you to get stuck into the meat of the section. Then it is into the learning of the patterns that we use to cover the fretboard with the notes from the minor blues scale. We begin this process by focusing just on the key of E, a logical start point, as this is the lowest note available to us in standard tuning. By initially narrowing our focus to just this one key, we can set up all the main technical points, learn the discipline of good technique and execution of scale playing in general. Then, once we're happy that you have a solid foundation of playing these patterns in this one key, we show you a simple method to expand this capability across all 12 keys. It normally takes a week or two to learn to play the minor blues scale patterns in all keys, but it is very important to understand that in the race to become a great lead guitar player, learning the patterns merely gets you to the starting line. What turns students into great lead players is drilling these patterns. The final lesson includes a complete demonstration of me playing through all 60 positions. That's 5 positions in each of 12 keys. Videoing yourself emulating this drill will be your way of graduating from this section of the course. Each step is explained as clearly as possible, but should you have any questions along the way or find yourself struggling to follow any part of the course, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Full one-to-one support via email is included as part of the package. Enjoy the lessons. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you'd really like to maximize your potential as a guitar player, click on the link in the description below to the Secret Guitar Teacher site. Here you can sign up for a 30-day trial free of charge and without obligation. We won't even ask you for your credit card number.